If you have heard of Peter Rachman, then you must be interested in the fascinating history of Notting Hill in the 1970s. Do you remember a time when this now fashionable neighborhood was a far cry from what it is today? Well, get ready to take a trip down memory lane as we explore the old photographs of a rundown Notting Hill in 1974. The story behind these photos begins with a notorious figure named Peter Rachman. In 1963, the Profumo affair brought Rachman's name to the public's attention. He was known for his exploitative and unscrupulous practices as a private landlord. But who was Peter Rachman, and how did he amass his fortune? Born Peter Rachman in Poland in 1919, he endured the horrors of internment by the Nazis and cruel treatment in Stalin's Siberian labor camps. After the war, Rachman settled in Britain and started his business dealings modestly. He began by finding rooms for prostitutes and later helped the Messina Brothers Vice Syndicate as an investment consultant. By 1954, Rachman had built up a portfolio of houses in Notting Hill, rented through his express lettings agency. In the late 1950s, Rachman found rooms for West Indian tenants who were struggling to find accommodation. However, he charged them extortionate rates. His letting business thrived due to a property boom and the 1957 Rent Act, which allowed landlords to increase rents. Rachman's wealth afforded him a lavish lifestyle, complete with cars and relationships with women like Christine Keeler and Mandy Rice Davies. But Rachman's empire was built on exploitation and intimidation. His rundown properties in Notting Hill were the subject of scandalous stories in the press. His death in 1962, just months before the Profumo affair erupted, allowed the media to expose his squalid practices without fear of libel laws. However, many accounts from the time suggest that Rachman was not the worst of the landlords. One of the areas Rachman owned was St. Stephen's Gardens, where these photographs were taken in the winter of 1974. This decaying, rundown street had once been part of Rachman's property empire. Today, a similar-sized bedsit in what remains of St. Stephen's Gardens would cost around £1 million. It's incredible to see how much has changed over the years. These photographs capture the essence of a bygone era. They show the dilapidated houses and the sense of neglect that permeated the streets of Notting Hill in 1974. They offer a glimpse into a time when this neighborhood was far from the trendy and sought-after place it is today. The most exciting part is still ahead, so let's immerse ourselves in these images and reminisce about that era. Join us as we journey through the photographs of Jonathan Barker, who captured the essence of a rundown Westbourne Park in the winter of 1974. These images provide a unique window into the historical context of the time and allow us to savor the history of Notting Hill. So sit back, relax, and let these photographs transport you back to a time when Peter Rachman's empire dominated the streets of Notting Hill. Let's explore the past together and appreciate the significance of these images in preserving the history of this iconic neighborhood.